So, I never thought I would be calling one of my childhood heroes a scumbag, but as it turns out, I might just have to. So, pretty much everybody who watches Roblox YouTube knows Corl. He's one of the biggest YouTubers around. You type Corl, he'll pop up, of course, and there will be a link to his YouTube, most likely, because he's one of the biggest people around. See? Corl leads straight to his YouTube. There's been quite the bit of drama lately on him roasting, actually, and disrespecting one of his fans, which is absolutely not okay. So if we go to Twitter, we are loading the Twitters right now. Excuse me. So yeah, I tweeted my opinion on it. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Corl. We go to the Twitter. He said some pretty nasty and disgusting things. So the first thing, pretty much there's this, I believe it's called the ad apocalypse. So what it is there's this videos, ads, and the ad videos, I guess pedophiles actually would comment on the videos linking to like inappropriate parts or whatever of the video, and YouTube, don't get it wrong, YouTube is doing all it can to delete all of these, and actually some pretty big stuff with Disney and Fortnite. They've left the YouTube ad community because of it, because I guess no big company would want to be in association with something like that, so they've left the community, which is, it's really bad for ads to go like that, because it's taking away a lot of YouTubers' source of income. I mean, a lot of people make money, and their entire income can be sourced around making money off of ads, monetization. And he made this stupid joke, pretty much saving children, as in stopping the pedophiles, or making ad money. Made a stupid joke saying making ad money is more important. Jane G replied, it's not about making ad money. A lot of YouTubers make their entire source of incomes based off of this, to pay family meals, pay for healthcare, etc. He says, of course I understand that. I hope honest creators keep finding ways to stay afloat. He says, you can't just support something and then hope it works out. That is ignorance. And yes, indeed, it is ignorance right there, because he doesn't know what's going to happen. He just simply hopes it turns out for the best, when that's complete ignorance. He goes on to say, it's a reality of a situation. Understanding is not ignorance. I don't think you're understanding anything. In fact, I think you don't understand anything, like, at all, because based off of what you're saying, that's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. And you're not understanding anything that's going on, to be quite honest. So, he says that. Then he posts another thing. He says, man, you can really tell most YouTubers never got a higher education. Based off of what he's saying, that is scummy, and just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean that they don't have a high education. Just because they don't agree with what you're saying, or they have a different opinion. I mean, you have an opinion, so should I say you don't have a high education just because you don't agree with me? I mean, it's a really scummy thing for him to have said, and I don't understand how you can just say that and have this many likes. How do people like that? I mean, that's so stupid. Anyway, Speed makes a joke, which is Albert's editor. Albert says, I am very smart. Then, a little down, Tiffany, actually, the main person, the main preyed upon person, the main bullied person by one of her childhood idols. She says something completely understandable, relatable, makes tons of sense, makes a good point. She says, so you're saying because somebody has an opinion that you don't like means they don't have a higher education? You don't need an education to have an opinion, which makes total sense. It's true. He says, I'm not saying that at all. These conversations I have with YouTubers on Twitter read like 10th graders. You worded that like a 10th grader. That made no sense. Many of the smartest people never went to university, which is pretty true. But still, you should word things properly then. Yeah, you really should, actually. That didn't... I have the conversations I have with YouTubers on Twitter read like 10th graders. What? What exactly are you saying to me? Anyways, he says he did. Makes a complete point. Whatever you say, boss, because that really didn't make any sense. I will be right back. I have a friend here. He's somewhere around here. Just a moment. Take one. She goes on to say that this is why I left the Palace fandom, too much shade being thrown, and one of the Palace members is now making unnecessary drama over YouTube ads. Makes sense. I would leave too. He says, you probably should have left the Palace because you're 17 years old consuming content made for 6 to 12-year-olds. That was the biggest whoopsies you could have made this entire video. Are you kidding me? So are you saying... So, pretty much you're saying that once you're 13 years old, you're not allowed to watch this video. If that's the case, then about, I want to say, like, at least a quarter of your entire fan base is going to be wiped. Because I'm sure it's not just 12. Like, are you kidding me? You're seriously going to put boundaries and say she's not allowed to watch one of your videos just because she's not 12 years old? That's the most scummiest thing I've ever heard. You're pretty much saying that anybody over 12 years old or under 6 is not allowed to watch my content. Now get off the face of the earth. Nobody wants you here. That's so stupid. I mean, are you kidding me? No, I'll tell you that this is the stupidest thing I've heard. Just because she's 17, does that invalidate her from watching your content? Just because she's not 12 or something? I mean, you're just so stupid. I mean, you can't just... That's like putting these people in a box. One box is for the people allowed to watch your content. One box is for the people who can't watch your content. You're pretty much deleting at least a quarter of your fan base right there. I mean, what about the 13-year-olds, the 14-year-olds? I mean, just because they're not of the age that you want to quote-unquote produce for, that doesn't mean they can't watch your content. I mean, that hurts people. You probably didn't see the tweet, but I spent over $100 on my senior school jersey to have the Palace written on the back of it. Cringe. So you're saying this is the most scumbag thing. Like, words can't express my actual anger right now towards one of my childhood idols. You are going to say that just because she's not her age doesn't qualify means she can't spend... I mean, I can't even actually speak that I'm just so heated right now. Like, you are the most scummiest person I've ever heard of on the face of this earth. You should go drop and just not come back after what you've done. Just because she's over 12 years old means she can't... I mean, she's been supporting you. Over $100 to support you. To show people who you are. And you're going to say cringe? I mean, you're the one who's like 20 years old playing ROBLOX for a living. Yeah, cringe, dude. I mean, come on. You're seriously gonna do that? You're probably one of the worst creators anyway. Like, Albert, I believe, was actually respecting her. She said that he helped her through a lot of her darkest times. And to treat somebody who's looked up to you like that? I mean, you're seriously gonna do that? Well, I'll have to make a series out of this, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video of, I guess, Roblox news or something. I